So the theater was apparently pretty packed for opening night last night due to the fact that Tom Cruise was making an appearance at my theater. And because everyone saw the post online from Cruise,
I'm gonna fly to Dallas, where I'm gonna get some delicious barbecue.
This video.
Before going to more theaters to say hello.
saying that he was coming to visit, of course everyone showed up and bought multiple tickets to different showtimes to see if he'd come to their showing. But apparently he was just there for a special IMAX showing for the local Dallas celebrities. And as all the just normal locals like me were waiting to see him, everyone kept missing their movie, just waiting. I saw a glimpse of him, but I ducked out because I wanted to see the movie again. But I can't help but wonder, Tom, you were in the theater right next door. Why not come see us little people? Just poke your head in and say, hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming. I mean, come on, Tom, you're better than that. If I've ever felt a separation of class status, that was it. I mean, I got to see Tyler Sheridan, so that was cool. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the 8th and final film, I think, in the franchise, and stars Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, picking up 2 months later after 2023's Dead Reckoning's events, and closing out the series that started in 1996 with Brian De Palma's first Mission Impossible film. And I have to say, it does it really well. Ethan is out to kill the entity and save the world from World War III and catch the man who killed the love of Ethan's life before he became an operative. And that's about all that I can tell you without spoiling this film. There's a lot to it. The film starts with a flashback to remind you of the last film and brings others up to speed who haven't seen the last one. And I have to say, you can go into this film not seeing the last film, but if you're a fan of this type of movie, go see the others first. I think they're all on Paramount Plus right now, or you can buy all 6 on digital for $24 and then just buy the other one, I guess. Trust me, it's going to make a huge difference for the film experience, and it's going to make the film experience much richer, and the characters will make more sense. You don't know who Grace is without the last film, or Briggs, or Gabriel, or... You know what, just go watch the last film. But if you have time, see 1 through 7, do it. You can actually skip 2 if you want. Yeah, you'll want to skip MI2. There are a lot of call-outs to the past films, though, especially the first film, wrapping up the franchise really nicely. The first hour of the film is a whole lot of exposition explaining the why of the last film. All the answers that we wanted back in 2023. The first film was great, but it didn't really tell you what was really going on with this entity thing, the AI who's become a threat to the world. In the second part to the story, they give it to you all fire hose style, but I have to admit they found clever ways to fire hose you with exposition in creative ways. I mean, it was still pretty obvious that they were doing this, but I didn't really mind it that much as I do in other movies. I was really enjoying pretty much every frame. The film looks fantastic. I wanted to see it in IMAX, but again, the theater was closed off to the second-tier citizens. But I'm seeing it again tomorrow in IMAX, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. The sets were elaborate and a lot of fun, especially the submarine scenes. That sequence had me on the edge of my seat. The cinematography is beautiful, and the staging and blocking of some of these scenes were brilliantly done. But the showstopper for this film are the stunts. And man, oh man, there are stunts. 2 of the most memorable stunts are, again, the submarine scenes, which looked incredible and made me feel very claustrophobic and panicky. But the way it was all shot and orchestrated is exactly what Hollywood magic blockbuster filming is all about. This film is an all-out summer blockbuster that reminded me of the blockbusters of my day as a kid, like Die Hard, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Terminator 2, all of the non-stop insane go hard or go home blockbusters with lots of practical effects and real stunts. That's where this film really shines. And the plane scene, wow, that scene was absolutely insane. With Cruise, of course, doing his own stunts and not relying on a lot of CGI, The scene feels incredibly real, and you feel the danger that you wouldn't if this was filmed on a set. But because it's crews climbing around on a real plane, flying around for real, you feel the weight of what's at stake here, and it's a brilliantly executed stunt scene. It impressed me far more than I was expecting. It is the frosting on the cake of this movie. The whole film is what you would expect of close calls and just barely made it moments that you would expect, but they're a lot of fun. Again, there are a lot of callbacks to the first film, which I loved, and I loved how they opened this film the same day that the original did, back on May 22nd, 1996. I was in the theater that day, and I remember the excitement of that film and how great it was. This film is long. It didn't feel long to me, but it's almost a 3-hour movie, making the two films together, part 1 and 2, almost 6 hours long. And it feels like there's an hour of just exposition explaining things to you. Again, not a huge complaint. My main actual complaint for the film is Gabriel's character. For as dramatic as the first film was, and how dramatic it made his past with Ethan out to be, there is no real payoff in the movie. And the woman he kills in Ethan's past is pretty much an afterthought. I couldn't even tell you anything about her. It does explain one specific thing, but honestly, if they were going for this plot, I would have used someone in past MI movies close to Ethan who died, and you come to find out it was Gabriel the whole time who killed that person. I feel like there was a story left on the cutting room floor with this character. It really should have upped the stakes, giving that revenge story a little bit more gravity. I did enjoy all the characters in the film, and there are some that I wanted more screen time from. There are a lot of characters in this. Grace, played by Hayley Atwell, who I love, has a great dog sled scene, and I would have liked to see more of a storyline from the character Paris, played by Pom Klementieff. And man, Briggs' character, played by Shea Wingham, needed so much more story. And again, there's got to be more on the cutting room floor of him and his story. You'll know why when you see it. It was a huge bummer there. But you only have 3 hours to wrap this thing up, I guess, so you do what you gotta do, I guess. Trammel Tillman was really fun to watch, coming off of his insane role as Severance. Count how many times he actually says Mr. in this film. It's actually kind of fun, kind of funny. Nick Offerman and Hannah Waddingham are in this film too, but sort of sidelined. It was wild hearing Waddingham with an American accent after watching her in Ted Lasso for so many years. And of course, Tom Cruise is fantastic as Ethan Hunt again. And this guy doesn't age. He's 62. Jon Voight was 58 in the original, and he looked old in 96. Cruise looks fantastic. He's doing these stunts like he's in his 20s, like a beast. You have to give him some major props for that. It's insane, and he looks, again, incredible. That's really all I can tell you about this film without spoiling it for you. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see it again tomorrow. It was a lot of fun, and it had a great end to the franchise. The end is a little lacking, and you'll see why. I wasn't really satisfied with that ending. Mission Impossible is a fast-paced, wild ride and great end to the franchise. It has some amazing action, fun fight scenes, and the stunts are insane and worth the price of admission. It's beautifully shot, and the characters are a lot of fun. It does lack some backstory, ironically, while giving you so much backstory. It is the longest film of the franchise, coming in at 169 minutes, but if you're looking for that summer blockbuster with a punch, this is it. I'm giving The Final Reckoning 3.5 stars for all these reasons. It's so close to being a 4. Just that close. It really was a lot of fun. It is rated PG-13 for some intense scenes, violence, some language, and suggestive material, but it's a fun roller coaster ride. Let me know what you thought of The Final Reckoning. Tell me what you liked and what you didn't like. Do you have a favorite Tom Cruise movie? I have to go old school with Top Gun myself. Grew up on that movie. Like and subscribe for all the latest and theater movie reviews, and as always, don't wait till it streams. Let's go to the theater and let's see it together. Especially this one. Go see it in IMAX, the way it's supposed to be seen. Unless your theater is overtaken by celebrities. I mean, come on, Tom.
I need you to trust me. One last time.